So there's something you guys might not know about me, and that's that I have too many fragrances. It's true, I really do have way too many fragrances, and that's not meant to sound like a brag or I'm being bodacious or something like that. It's a fact, and I always try to make a point to tell people that you shouldn't strive to have a collection like mine or pretty much any other YouTuber that you might watch. Because the honest truth, and I don't care what anybody tells you, the truth is that having this many is overwhelming. And when it comes to your day-to-day life, actually picking out something to wear, it makes it significantly more challenging. And it gets to the point where you're overwhelmed. You come down here with the simple task of figuring out what you want your scent of the day to be, and then you look at everything. And in my case, I have stuff on the floor. I still have stuff in boxes. And it's like, okay, what's next? What am I going to wear? I have no idea. Now, at this point, I'm used to it, right? I've had a lot of scents for a while in my collection. And so generally, I have a game plan. And generally, I have a rotation that I stick with, depending on what time of year it is and what it is that I'm going to do, you know? So it's something that you kind of figure out how to work around. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, yeah, but you have the biggest selection that you could possibly think of. Isn't that great? And again, not always. It can be overwhelming and a little bit frustrating at times. So I always try to show you that there are two sides to every story. The grass is always greener on the other side, like the saying goes. And so sometimes less is more. And so today I'm going to share with you some of the scents that I actually wear out of all of the bottles that I have accumulated over the years. You're going to see a theme. And again, I've done this video before. This is nothing new to the channel, okay? However, I've got some more for you because I do wear a lot of my scents, okay? And so I'm going to share some that I hadn't shared before. And some you might know, kind of common sense because you've heard me talk about them a lot. But if you're a newer viewer to the channel, you might not really know of some of these. And look, I'll link all of these down below. Pretty much all of these here I purchased through discounters, and so I always try to pass it on to you guys as well. You could save a lot of money doing so. If you're on the hunt for anything rare, discontinued, and hard to find as well, jump on my mailing list and texting list at the link and number down below. Let's get things kicked off with a niche scent here. We have a few niche in here, not a ton, and really they're not too unreasonable for the most part. The first one is Kilian Intoxicated. So I wear this stuff a lot in wintertime. You probably are not even going to be able to see the level on this one. Yeah, you can kind of see it. It's right there. So this bottle's still on the fuller side. This is my gold bottle. Gold plate there. This is the new style. I've got another bottle, which is the silver, which is how they used to be, which is quite a bit lower. And so I like to try to show up-to-date presentation when I can, just so it doesn't confuse people. This is how it's going to look if you were to buy it now. With the gold, older bottles had the silver plate and cap. And so what is this one? It's a fantastic coffee scent. It smells really good and very realistic. If you like coffee, if you like gourmands, this is a no-brainer. It's not syrupy sweet in the traditional sense that you might be used to now from newer releases that are focusing heavily on tonka and vanilla and just a very dense style of sweetness. This isn't that. It has a bit more of like a powdery type of sweetness and gourmand facet to it overall, which I think actually makes it a little bit more wearable. But keep in mind, again, we're going after a coffee-based scent here, and so if that isn't your thing and you don't like things that are in the sweeter category and that smell potentially edible, then this wouldn't be for you. But Kilian, they make some of the best gourmands out there, and so if you kind of know what you're after, you're going to love this one. On discounters, you can usually get this one well below $200. Now, this is a 50 ml. These are refillable, and so that's a great way to save. If you were to really start burning through it, you don't have to buy the full bottle again in presentation and spend that money. So really, compared to a lot of other niche out there, these aren't too unreasonable. The quality, the performance is incredible. This stuff is very strong, and if you're not careful and you do overspray it, it could start to bug you a little bit because it is, again, to reiterate, very strong. Going back over to the designer side with Dior Fahrenheit, Parfum. So playing on the original DNA, however, it does have some leather in here and then a bit of rum and then some vanillic sweetness. And so it's a nice twist where the original is fresh and ozonic. This is going to be sweeter, denser, richer, more interesting, more full-bodied, and better for wintertime. The original could be a signature scent that you could wear year-round, even in winter. This one is more suited for the season of winter and even fall. Just when it's colder outside, it has that comforting smell to it. Not only that, it has the depth to really hold up to harsher, colder climates much better. You may know this, you may not, but you can tell when a scent is weaker when you're wearing it out in the wintertime. And I'm talking when it's actually getting cold, below freezing temperatures. You can kind of see when something starts to kind of, just die off and get stifled a little bit compared to winter scents that are stronger, that are able to kind of cut through that cold, brisk air. All in all, gotta love Fahrenheit Le Parfum. This is one that I wear quite often. This next one is a discontinued scent, unfortunately, but I wanted to throw it in the mix anyway. It's Armani Code Absolute, and I don't normally do that. However, when it comes to personal videos where I'm showcasing what I often wear, just because it's discontinued doesn't mean I stop wearing it. And so if it fits the bill for the video, which in this case it does, I'm still going to toss it in anyway. Also, this one does pop up from time to time even still. It's been discontinued for a while now, but it will come into stock every so often, and every time it does, along with anything else that might be hard to find, I do send out a notification. You can sign up down below like I mentioned in the beginning, and it's a great way to really add some interesting things to your collection. So if you're wanting to get this one, just stay tuned. It's going to pop up again at some point. Same with Code Profumo, which is also discontinued. This one has vanilla, suede, tonka bean, and some orange. More of your newer style sweetness here. So different than Killian Intoxicated in terms of the style of sweetness. This one has more of that syrupy sweetness. It's a little bit more forward in that category, and so it might be not everybody's cup of tea, and I think that's something that people are aware of by this point. It was getting hyped up a ton back during its prime, and so kind of it was something people figured out whether they liked it or not. I was someone who loved this. I still think this is one of Armani's best works out of their entire designer line of scents, their entire designer catalog, with the likes of Acqua di Gio Profumo and the original and everything else. I'd still think this is one of their best pieces of work, and it's unfortunate that they had to let this one go. Did you know you could get entered to win 10 brand new fragrances and or $500 in cash right now? There's only 5 days left, but if you click the link down below, you can see how to get entered there. We're kind of including in that bundle Dior Homme Parfum, Sauvage Elixir, Stronger With You Absolutely, and so on. We're picking 2 winners, so the first drawing will be for that fragrance bundle. The second will be for the $500 cash prize. Again, if you want to get entered, hit the first link down below, jump in there before it's too late. Next up, we have Parfums de Marly Layton. So I wear this stuff a lot, whether it's the original or if it's a latent smelling thing, like a clone. I've worn the clones as well. And a lot of people ask this question, why do you wear the clone or clones if you have the original? And well, one, because I've done videos on the clones. And so in order for me to do videos on them, I have to wear them so I can see if they're close, how they perform, if they're accurate, which is if they're close, and, how good the quality is, just how they hold up overall. So I have to wear them, right, in order to assess that data. Also, I wear them because, believe it or not, I'm cheap. And there are times when I feel as though it would be a waste to wear Layton itself. This is a more expensive scent, $180 to $200 for this full presentation. And so if I'm going to be going to bed in a few hours, right? A lot of the times in the evening I'll take a shower and then like to wear something. Sometimes I'm in the mood for Layton, but I know I'm just going to go to bed, so it's kind of a waste. I'll wear one of the clones that are $30, $40. Sometimes it's going to be, maybe I'm going to wear it and then take a shower in the middle of the day or something, and then therefore it's like, okay, I'm going to wear it for a few hours. You get the idea. There are times when I do like the clones because it feels as though I would not get my money out of the original. And I love this DNA so much that whenever it's cold outside or cool outside, I try to wear it as much as I can. Next up, we have Shivan Gentleman Eau de Parfum Reserve Privé. Whiskey, chestnut, and iris in here. It is by far the current best flanker within this line, hands down. They did an excellent job on this stuff. Has that boozy kick going on, and then that nice sweet iris in here with the chestnut, kind of giving it a slight gourmand feel as well. They did amazing. It has great performance. I'm obsessed with this stuff. Next up, we have Doling Abana Light Blue Forever. So this is going to be more focused on the summer side of things. It's got grapefruit, ozonic notes, violet leaf, all of that good stuff. Very realistic grapefruit, and this is one that was pretty polarizing when it first came out, and still probably is. People claim that it smells like BO and this and that and whatever it might be. Skin chemistry plays a role in that for sure, and also just, again, to hammer it home, a realistic grapefruit accord. So that's not for everybody. And it always makes me chuckle because people always say, oh, we want something new and different from a designer brand. And they do that, and then this one gets dragged through the mud. Not to worry, though. I think this one's been officially discontinued as well. Don't worry. I have plenty of backup bottles for myself, along with Italian Love. And so I'm good, right? But if you want to kind of get some backups for yourself, if you like it and you don't have any, do it while you have the chance. This is another one that's getting in that rare category, just like Italian Love, where when they come into stock, I do notify about it. Paco Rabanne Pure XS. In a world where everybody's talking about the newest Invictus flanker and 1 million flanker, you don't hear too much about this one. And it is one that has consistently grown on me year over year. When I first got this one in, when it first came out, I didn't love it. You know, it was fine, but it wasn't something that I was super interested in. And ever since then, legitimately, year over year, I've grown to like it more. And now it's like I'm at my peak of liking this one, where I like it more now than I ever have. There's a good chance next year I'm going to be even more obsessed with it. It's weird how that happens sometimes. And that's, again, having access to so many other things. I think Pure XS, the original one here, is pretty good stuff. Really good. Has sugar, liqueur, myrrh. There's some balsam fir in here. It has a bit of a kind of fizziness with a bit of a sweetness, and then even a tiny fresh kick as well to balance it out. For what it's worth, it's interesting. It's in that sweeter category, but it's considerably more different than the Invictus, Flankers, and 1 millions and all of that stuff. Going back to the beginning with Chanel Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme, I've had this one around since the beginning, obviously. Well, maybe you know that, maybe you don't. But I stated it just then, and again, you can go way back on my channel and you'd see me talking about this as well. I think this was my first Chanel purchase, or I might have bought this and Allure Homme Sport at the same time. I opted for the big 150s, so that's the 150 ml size. This is back when Notino was going out of business, Notino.com. They're still in business outside of the US, but not in the US. And so they had these on sale. I bought them. These days, your only option to get Chanel is retail, because they crack down on discounters for selling them below. And I always point that out, because if you're getting Chanels for below retail, there's a good chance they're fake. So do your due diligence. I would not be going to eBay and places like that to buy your Chanels. Not a good idea. Save yourself the headache, pay the retail price from Chanel.com, get the fancy packaging, or Macy's, Sephora, Ulta, whatever. You're going to get down a rabbit hole, and then you're going to be stressed out that it's not real when you're buying it off of eBay, and then you're going to email me asking me when I don't know, but it's probably no, not real. So just, again, save yourself the hassle. I love Allure Homme Sport Extreme. It smells great because it has a lot of tonka bean, orange. This one has kind of some of the C notes in here, but not as much as the regular sport version. It's the perfect example of fresh meets sweet for maximum versatility. My first ever niche fragrance ever was Manera Estrella, EDP, of course, and I've worn the heck out of it. This is my original bottle right here. So you can see, because it's got the twist-on cap, not the new magnetic cap. So that's how they used to come, all Manceras. They've gotten rid of that, probably, you know, for the better, although there is something nostalgic and kind of special and cool and quirky about the twist-off caps. But, you know, that's a different time. These days, I've been opting for the intense version a lot, the new Extrait. However, the EDP is still one that I have worn a ton, and from time to time will still wear, although that kind of transition over to the intense has been happening a lot. Last up for this video, Prada Luna Rosa Carbon. I've worn this stuff heavily. It's been featured in a ton of my videos, older ones and newer ones, although not as much recently. I wasn't wearing this as much as I used to, and I should change that because every time I smell carbon, I miss it. And I'm like, man, that does smell really, really good. It brings back great memories, and I should wear it more. And so I've been doing that. It's winter time right now. There are other better things for me to be wearing, so that's slowed down a bit, but kind of towards the tail end of summer, getting into fall, I was starting to kind of throw this one on a bit more. Super easy to wear, takes no thought, no effort, no preparation at all. You just grab and go. Alrighty guys, that's going to do it for me. Out of all the stuff that I have, these are some that I actually wear, and for good reason. They're amazing. They keep me interested. I'll link them down below. I'll be sending out rare deals and restocks to my mailing list, and if you want the opportunity to win 10 new cents plus $500 cash, hit the link down below, sign up before it's too late. And also, you can text WIN to the number down below, and you'll be added to a separate list fully dedicated to those. So when the next one launches, if you're not interested in this one right now, then you'll be notified there. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.